Hello everyone, today we will talk about body language, why it's important, and why you have to know more about it. Martin will start off with the definition, followed by Valentin talking about the history and the evolution, and then I will just give some tips about the presentation.
Okay, I'm going to talk about what is body language. Body language is the language where we communicate with our body. This could be movement, facial expressions, and or a voice tone. And there are two different kinds of body language. Unconscious body language is the body language you doesn't do on purpose. It just happens, and these have an underlying meaning. There's also conscious body language. This is the language you do on purpose, and you do this to clarify and to emphasize your presentation. It is important to know, because when your presentation you could use the body language to clarify your meaning and to maintain the interest of the listener. Only 7% of adjustments about the presentation are about what you say. The most important part of the presentation is visual and vocal. The more you know about your own body language, the better, because other people could indicate your feelings through your own body language, like when you're lying when you are in a conversation. And now passing the floor to Valentin.
Hello everybody, I will talk about the history and evolution of body language. Ancient Greeks and Romans mildly just looked at body language just with interest and nothing else. Only recently, in the late 1800s, Charles Darwin looked into body language as a serious study. Studies were found as subjects in the 60s of the 20th century, such as psychiatry, anthropology, social science, and even business. As for the evolution, throughout the times people tend to lie and hide their own identity, and other people wanted to find out. So going back earlier in time, for an example, in America Wild West, people were really good at finding out the body language of other people, as well as controlling their own body language. Going even further back to tribal leaders, a tribal leader could read the body language of another person, let's say a tribal leader, if he is going to attack, if he is peaceful, or if he needs to defend, because tribes together couldn't speak the same language. And that is all, and now I would like to pass the floor to Marisa.
Okay, now just some basics about how to present. First of all, more than 50% throughout a presentation is about body language. So if you are not well prepared or the content misses some important facts, it doesn't matter that much. Of course, you should always be prepared, but you can totally still have a really nice presentation as long as you just know what your body does and know how to sell yourself. First of all, the basics. You shouldn't play with your hair or with a pen the whole time, and you should always face the audience. Don't turn your back on them. You should open up the chest and arms and don't make yourself small and uncomfortable looking. And you can even fill in the room by walking around, taking a few steps, but don't pace around like a tiger in a cage. Just make it look natural. Your feet should always point in the direction of the audience, and your weight should be equally on both legs to look confident. If you do use material, you can point at them to attract the viewer's interest. Keep eye contact, but not all the way around really fast, but focus on one person, finish the sentence, and then look at another person. Your face should always show that you're passionate about the topic that you're talking about. You should keep calm, pause in between, on the one hand to draw the viewer's attention again, but also to give them time to process what you just said. When you do gestures, you should use the entire body to underline the statement. Use different hand gestures. Try to come up with different ones, maybe at home in front of a mirror. And you should let your arms hang in between and not put them in the pocket or somewhere else. And most importantly, smile when it's appropriate, and practice, 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 just as we did filming ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions?